the gun issues right now. I know the NRA is here, which is great.
Right.
Where do you stand on in terms of universal background checks? You know, there are a lot of there are polls that say over 90% of Americans support them. Where do you fall on background checks?
Well, you know, background checks can be a little bit confusing, and whether we're talking about background checks at a gun show, I think there is merit in that. I understand from those who I have actually gone out and talked to gun shops and asked them what they thought, and I think there is merit in talking about doing this at gun shows. But I am a strong Second Amendment supporter, and I don't want to do anything that's going to weaken our Second Amendment right. You know, one of the things that hasn't been talked about very much is really the root cause of why these terrible tragedies have happened. We haven't talked about the degradation of the family or the tremendous, unprecedented amount of violence that we see all over the place, that these young men we know we're watching. The other issue is mental illness, and what do we do about addressing that? So I think there's a knee-jerk action right now to say, okay, this will take care of it, when we know it is not going to take care of it.
And when you say the degradation of the family, what in particular, what are you referring to?
Well, we see so many families where we have a single parent that is raising that child. Now, I'm not saying that you can't do a good job as a single parent, but we know by studies that the best environment for a child to be brought up in is where they have a mother and a father. And we know the outcomes there. And yet for years we want to discount that as not being important. And I think it is very important. It's not just what I think, it's what studies do show.